because after T2, he had nothing to do with the others, T3. Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to Freaky Future Month Mark 3. So, our next review for this season is Terminator Dark Fate. So, this one is written by James Cameron, yes, Charles H. Igley, Josh Friedman, David Goyer, and Justin Rhodes. Directed by Tim Miller, and it stars Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mackenzie Davis, Natalie Reyes, and Gabrielle Luna. So, this is the sixth installment of the Terminator franchise, but serves as the third installment as it retcons T3, 4, and 5 to give us a direct sequel to the first two Terminators. So, in this, an augmented human and Sarah Connor must stop an advanced liquid Terminator from hunting down a young girl whose fate is critical to the human race. So in this we see the beginning where we see a de-aged Sarah Connor and John Connor after a few years after Terminator 2, and we see a Terminator played by a de-aged Arnie, which is a body double with his head on, succeed and kill John, and therefore he's dead. Then we jump to the year 2020 where Grace, an enhanced human, is sent back to protect Danny Ramos, who we believe first is the mother of the savior of humans, but then we find that she's actually, she is the leader of the resistance in the future, where they changed the future. Sarah Connor changed the future, but didn't change humanity's fate. And we find that Skynet is not responsible, but the software Legion that creates Terminators. So basically, all they do is push the can further down the road, and makes me think, if Rev 9, that's the Terminator villain in this, succeeds in killing Danny, does it matter? Because won't it just create another paradox where another resistance will just be formed by someone else and what have you? We even get Arnie's Terminator return, the one who killed John at the beginning, now called Carl, who has a decorating business and has a family, even though his relationship with his wife is non-physical and he's raised her son with her. He chooses, to help because during his time after he completed his mission, he develops an AI equivalent of a consciousness and, lets Sarah know he felt he knows what he took from her, and he actually ends up helping them, letting the Rev 9 know he came from a future that failed. They have a massive brawl down in a dam place, and Carl and Grace sacrifice themselves to take the Rev 9 down, and Sarah plans to help Danny prepare for the future. So what did I like about this one? Well, first of all, the positives. We got James Cameron back involved in this movie, because after T2, he had nothing to do with the others, T3, Salvation, and Genesis. So after he got the rights to his creation back, he co-wrote and produced this movie, but couldn't commit to directing duties as he's working on Avatar. And this is basically, as they say, a sequel to the original saga. I like that we got Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor, even though she declined once before in T3, but she came back to be Sarah again. I also like that we got Arnie back. I guess one thing with Arnie is he's not in the film as much as the others. He comes into it a bit later on in the film after his opening act appearance. But I think Arnie does good in this as well. And I believe is the last Terminator movie from them too, because they've made it clear now that they're done with the franchise. And is the franchise over? I don't think so. They've been on about doing a T7 for ages. James Cameron says he wants the technology to be right or something. Also, he's currently committed to Avatar. So I guess we're in no hurry for another Terminator installment. I guess the best things we got from post T2 were the short-lived shows, the Sarah Connor Chronicles and Terminator Zero, which never got the chance they deserved to really show how good they could be. But yeah, Terminator Dark Fate. I like the Rev 9. How he could separate from a liquid metal shell and his exoskeleton and be two entities, which is something the T-1000 didn't do, but I'd say the T2, the T-1000 visuals in T2 still hold up more than any of the other liquid metal visuals we've had in this series. So Gabrielle Luna did a great job playing the Rev 9, and Mackenzie Davis playing Grace. I thought she was good too. Badass warrior woman with enhancements made to her, and she is an actress that I've seen in a couple things beforehand, so I knew of her. Natalie Reyes, an actress I wasn't familiar with before this movie. I don't think I've seen her in anything since. She was okay playing Danny, and I did like the whole reveal that she isn't the mother of the next John Connor. She is the next John Connor. I guess, the way they handled John Connor in the movie, killing him in the opening act, they could have done anything else with him. Maybe had him disappear and start a new life or something, I don't know, but, that really did piss off a lot of fans as well. But yeah, again, it plays with the elements of a chase as well, before they all settle down in one place and they make it their, what they call, attack box and take down the Rev 9. I did like that they brought back the R rating, because from T3 to Genesis, them last three films were PG-13, and they couldn't do as much as they could like they did in the first two. So I like that we got the R rating back. We got the the violence and the language, which I feel this is a series, an R-rated series. Don't water it down as PG-13 unless it's going to work. It kind of worked out for the Predator series, but we're not talking about Predator now. We're talking about Terminator Dark Fate. So, yeah. This as well felt like an apology for the last three films we got as well, post T2. But I feel that maybe it was a bit too late for that as well. But still, I thought it was better than the stuff we got over the last 20, almost 17 years from that point. I like the vision of the future we see in this as well, how it's not in the 2020s now, but in the 2040s, or the 2050s, and that. But yeah, this one I kind of feel was getting on the whole female requel leading trend as well, where women are now leading what was once male-dominated franchises. Alright, I'd say that was okay then. I'm down for a fresh coat of paint and that. And like I say, I felt was a lot better than Genesis or Salvation. T3 I do think is a good sequel in its own way, but come on, no movie past T2 has ever topped it, has it? Terminator 1, was a great one. T2 was an improvement from that. But yeah, Terminator Dark Fate, I think I've said enough. What am I going to rate this one? Like I say, it wasn't perfect, but was, I'd say, a worthy enough successor. I will give Terminator Dark Fate, or T6, I'll give it 3 digits out of 5. 3 digits out of 5 for Terminator Dark Fate. So there you go. There is my review for that one. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I've been Random Ross. This has been Freaky Future Reviews, and I'll be seeing you soon. So until next time, do enough nightmares.